High tide is usually not the ideal time for shelling, but on this particular morning, my soul hungered for peace and tranquility after dealing with a few weeks of household sickness. By the grace of God, I was led to the one place where I can find just those things. And of course, I found a few treasures along the way.
Welcome to Florida Beach Walks. I'm Roxanne here on South Jupiter Island.
If you'd like to see more of what I found and enjoy beautiful beach views, please join me. Let's walk from Coral Cove to Blowing Rocks Preserve. So grateful to finally be able to be back at the beach. Oh, I'm telling you what, everyone was dealing with sickness in my house. Oh boy, Connor is currently down for the count now. So we're all on the mend, except my husband. He never gets sick. He barely ever gets sick, I should say. Oh, so it was so nice getting out and finally being back at the beach from a couple weeks of not being at the beach. And let's start off with a turkey wing, also called a zebra arc or a zigzag arc. Gorgeous lines, look at that. Oops. Very, very pretty definition on this particular one. And here is a spiny paper cockle. These are pretty nice. I don't run into these terribly often. Has a little bit of a hole in it, but I will hold on to that one. And a flat. Yay! This is a round-ribbed flat scallop. Gorgeous. And a giant bittersweet clam. Ooh, let's snag another turkey wing. Oh, has a nice coloring as well. Oh, okay, broken cockle. We'll leave that there. And here is a turban. I believe that is a chestnut turban, even though it's not too chestnutty there with any kind of modeling definition on the color. Oh, yeah, see a little trash and foam. I do pick up trash, trust me. All right, and a beautiful rough scallop, gorgeous peach color. Got a crossbarred Venus clam there, pretty super duper common show. Also lots of spectral bittersweet clams, bittersweet heaven. And we have ourselves a moon snail, red eye there, a shark eye moon snail. I picked up that Florida prickly cockle, love these for my art projects, and a cut-ribbed arc. These are the monsters of the arcs, anywhere upwards from 4 to 5 inches. These get really big, and here is a prickly cockle. These are gorgeous around here, around the Jupiter Hutchinson area. They have this kind of like a strawberry ring around them, gorgeous. And here is a mossy arc, related to the turkey wings, and why not? Let's get another one. Really do love the textures of these. Kind of like a rocky texture. Oh, I thought that was a milk conch at first. Nope, just a broken fighting conch. And a broken ton. One day I'm going to find that ton shell. Not today though. And here is a Atlantic giant cockle on the smaller side. We'll take that one though. Oh nice, and a baby turkey wing. Very juvenile turkey wing. Striking colors on these. And I just love that horizontal line is always so straight. Just totally straight. Beautiful. Let's collect some jingles. Lots of jingles around here. I think for me, Coral Cove has lots of jingles and bittersweets, rough scallops, a lot of little rough scallops, olives, tons of pieces of ton shells, tons, and helmets and lion's paws. And I've even found a special Caribbean species here too, like frog shells. A few giant bittersweet clams. These can get upwards to 4 inches. And a scaly scallop or a senti scallop. Scientific name is Carlobaclamis sentis. I love saying that. Oh, and here is a bubble. There's a giant bubble. My goodness. Has a hole, but hey, that is impressive size, so it's going in the bag. Another spectral bittersweet. And another Carlobaclamis sentis. Pretty purple on that one, and a pretty purple on this one too. Some type of Venus clam, I think. And let's remove this foam. The sunrise was hidden by the clouds, but it was beautiful when it did finally show. Here is a file clam, a surf-worn one. Can't see the ribs too well, but I think this is a rough clam. There is a smooth file clam too, but the ribs on the smooth ones are really thin and packed pretty close together, more so than I think this one, but I'm not 100% sure. Another pop of orange on this cute rough scallop. I sure did find a lot of juvenile rough scallops. Here is an arc shell with a predator drill hole that did not make it all the way through. And here is an imperial Venus clam. This one doesn't have a lot of color patterns on it, but it is still pretty with its flaky ribs. I am about halfway through Coral Cove now, heading to Billowing Rocks, and we have an oyster. I'll collect that one for crafts. Here is a giant coquina clam. These are much larger than the typical variable coquina, which is under an inch. And another chestnut turman. Has a little bit more coloring on this one than the last one that we found. Let's see. Ooh, can you see it? A flat. Beautiful. Another round ribbed flat. Whew, these are so flat. And it's pretty surf worn. All the hinge wings are worn away, but it's a flat scallop, and I will collect those even broken. Off in the distance there is where we're headed, to Blowing Rocks. Almost there. Oh, here's a volcano bubble hole. Reminds me of Little Talbot Island when I saw lots of these and tons of sea foam. That was a fun video. You can check that out. It was Little Talbot Island in Jacksonville. Yay, a Scotch bonnet. I never tire of picking these up. They are pretty common here over on the East Coast compared to the West Coast, but they're also fun. Oh my word, look at this. It's so small. An imperial Venus clam, a very tiny juvenile one. Love that. Okay, it's going in my shell cabinet. Yeah, broken sand dollars. You know, in all the years I've gone shelling, I've never found a whole sand dollar on the East Coast. I have found a friend at Patrick Beach once. She did find a whole, really tiny one. But yeah, they're always broken. All right, we'll collect that oyster for some future project. And another chestnut turban. I do like those oysters for decoupage, yeah, of napkins and tissue paper inside the shells. Those are really fun. Let's see what else we got. Okay, another oyster. Take that one too. And a lightning Venus clam. All right, that one has some, whoops, that has some pretty pattern. And here is a pretty big chunk of a sponge. Sponges are simple animals without organs. Sponges grow in place by filtering organic particles from the water. And here is a egg cockle. Pretty coloring on this one. And I spy another Scotch bonnet. These blend in so so well can be a very overlooked shell. All right, let's check out the olive. Yep, and it's busted. That's pretty expected. I don't really find a lot of them with the tips over here on the East Coast. But every now and then, I do find some really nice ones. Collect this foam. These are from the last hurricane with all those tornadoes that spun along with it. And another egg cockle. I sure am finding my share of egg cockles this morning. Let's see, is that another one? No, I thought it was a juvenile egg cockle. Those look like just a few boat shells or slipper snails. They've got a little calico, it looked like. Let's see what we can find. I don't really find a lot by these outcroppings of the rocks. And now we are in Blowing Rocks Preserve, and we're going to walk all the way through this. I've never walked all the way through from Coral Cove, then through Blowing Rocks. So I just wanted to take the time and walk this morning because I haven't been to the beach in a while, being sick and all. So it was very nice to coming out here this morning. Ooh, let's check out that pop of orange. Are you a scaly or a rough? Let's see. A scaly scallop, a scenty scallop. Well, this is pretty neat to see. Even though it's broken, I'll hang on to it. This is the lower valve or the lower half of a zigzag scallop. So the flat side would be the upper, and this concave part of the scallop is the lower half of a zigzag. And let's go ahead and pick up this spiny paper cockle behind it. This one is a lot more colorful without a hole than the first one that we found. Yep, it's pretty thin. That color is all the way through. Hence the name, paper cockle. All right, and here is another rough scallop. And this one's really, really pretty. Nice peach color. Here's a little bit closer. You can see the nice rough texture on those ribs. And yep, I will pick up a lion's paw. Okay, it's almost all there. Here is a tiny little thin shell, a cross-hatched leucine. Yep, looks like a fingerprint, the fingerprint shell. Pick up this pop of orange behind it. Can't help that. All right, is missing a hinge wing, but I will hold on to that rough scallop. Beautiful orange. Up, there's another crosshatched Lucine that I did not pick up, but I picked up this little calico that was next to it, and a rough scallop, and another one. Here is a speckled swimming crab. I usually just see the top side of the shell, the carapace, but here is the whole crab. And it is a female. You can identify female and male crabs by looking at their abdominal flap or the apron. Females have this large broad one, while males would have a much slender triangular pointed one. The females need a larger, broader apron to carry all of their eggs. And here is another imperial Venus clam. All right, we'll go ahead and take that one too. I think this is what? Let's see, the third one, fourth one? I can't remember. We'll hold on to that one. So I'm about a little less than half through Blowing Rocks, but I want to make it all the way to the end because I've never walked the entire park before. And here is another moon snail, shark eye moon snail. Nice red defined eye there. Some kitten paws. See another one back here. I do like these darker, more orangey ones. Those are pretty. These don't get terribly big. They hang around about 1 inch, in size. Here is a leafy jewel box, but this one is not too leafy, so we'll leave that one. All right, another Scotch bonnets. Has a little bit of a toast to it, but man, I was hoping to find a brown bonnet, one of the really dark ones with the pretty spots, but not this time. Go ahead and collect a few more jingles. Let's check out this, broken seraph, so we'll just leave that one. Let's see what else Blowing Rocks has for us. An orange purplish simile. No, wait. I'm getting that mixed up. A purplish simile that is, yes, purple. And these purplish similes also have an orange variety, also titled purplish simile. So your purplish similes will be purple and orange. Okay, a Atlantic giant cockle. We'll collect that one. That is really pretty. It's a nice solid color, but I love that brown on the edge. And a centis. I can't help that orange is so pretty. Oh my word. Let's see, what is that? A rough scallop. Well, that's really tiny. Okay, we're getting into the micro shelling, and it's because I love shelling. Beautiful heart on that zigzag flat. It's a shame it's broken, but it's a pretty heart, and that was let's see, what was that now? A purplish simile. No. Getting the names mixed up. That was a purple scaly scallop. And here is an orange scaly scallop. Now this is a very pretty, very thin, very little shell, but that is a speckled tellin, and it has beautiful sunburst on it. At first I thought it was a sunrise tellin, but they're much smoother and don't have that point on the wing there. That is beautiful. Gorgeous tellin, and that one also made it in the top of my shell cabinet. So when I went to go reach for my delicates container, I realized I didn't have the lid on it. So I did have some applesauce. So I just ate it really quick, rinsed it out, and this is what I'll go ahead and use as my delicates container on this beach walk. The foil held that lid pretty close, so it worked. I spy another flatty. Let's check it out. Oh, really? Well, okay, it's half there, but that is still really pretty. These are so thin. Pretty, pretty zigzag. Oh, need to find your other half. Glue you together. Glue this lion's paw to it. Oh, man. A centi scallop. I like the designs, or the pattern on this one. It's pretty design. Pick up another rough, well, okay, almost. It is a little windy. Oh, that's really nice. That is a pretty flat. It is surf worn, but that's all right. That is so pretty. Look at that. Yes, please. Oh, that is a great burst of red or pink in this rose petal Tellin. Gorgeous. Love that solid saturation. And here's it against 2 orange scallops. Wow. Look at the size of its teeth on this broken helmet. Good grief. That would have been about maybe the size of a large cantaloupe. Awesome. And here is another giant coquina clam with its purple embow, the tip of the shell. Gorgeous. Here we have another rose petal Tellin on the lighter side. I do like those solid red ones. That is cute too. And a handful of orange, mostly rough scallops. I see a calico and a scaly, and a very thick Pennsylvania lucine. These often look like the buttercups too, but the thick buttercup will have a yellow ring around the inside of that. So I think that's a Pennsylvania lucine, or the thick lucine. I think we have a whole lion's paw. Let's see. Yes. All right, it is tiny, but it is an entire lion's paw. Beautiful. This one reminds me of my first lion's paw ever that I found, which was actually back at Coral Cove, the same red little tiny lion's paw. Another broken zigzag. Oh, what a shame, but the patterns are so pretty, so I definitely will collect this piece as well. Up ahead there, can start seeing some residential homes, so I know I've made it through the entire park here at Blowing Rocks Preserves, which is what I wanted to do this morning. And the jellies are out. These blue bottles and Portuguese man-of-wars are predominantly present during the months of November through April. So just gotta be careful where you step. Don't want to get stung by one of those. Now here is a very pleasant find. This is a rough scallop. It is a yellow rough scallop, and when they're solid yellow like this, they're known as a lemon pectin scallop. So this was very beautiful to find, and it has its hinge wings. Beautiful. And another chestnut turban, but this one I believe is the prettiest out of all the ones that I have found today. Gorgeous. Nice coloring on that one. And here is another file clam. This one is much more defined, not so surf worn than the first one. A rough file clam. Very nice. Awesome. Here is a Florida Nautica. These are kind of like the gaudy Nauticas over on the West Coast, but honestly, this one looks like right in the middle between a Florida and a gaudy Nautica shell. A little bit translucent than I'm used to finding them. And there's an orange rough scallop hiding over there. Beautiful. And why not? Let's add a broad rib cardita to the bunch. Pretty coloring on this one. Oh, these flats. Good grief. It's the broken flat shell walk. All right, it's a zigzag, but hey, I'm gonna collect it. I'm collecting all the flat pieces. Now I am back at the beginning of Blowing Rocks, where it transitions into Coral Cove. And let's pick up a couple more shells on the way. On the way back. Look, a lion's paw. This is a beautiful one. Okay, it's not perfect, but I love the banding and I love the orange at the tip of the shell. Gorgeous. There you go. You can see that coloring a little bit better. And a shark eye moon snail. This is a pretty one. Okay, it's got a little chip there, but hey, I will hold on to it. Doesn't have a drill hole, so that's good. Back where I walked down to the park, and here are all of the shells that I've collected on this beach walk, and I was so happy to make this walk all the way from Coral Cove to Blowing Rocks and through Blowing Rocks and back. Absolutely loved all the pops of orange, got lots of flat scallops, love that yellow pectin. The Scotch bonnets, always fun to find, the moons and the file clams, the giant coquinas and the cockles. I am very impressed and happy that I was able to find the lower valve of that zigzag scallop, the egg cockles, the turkey wings, the turbans. Rough scallops are great. Paper cockles are beautiful. All my orange Cinti scallops, the Florida Nautica, the itty bitty tiny Venus clam was pretty too. All of the little teeny tiny, rough scallops. Those were pretty. Thank you so much for joining me and watching. Sorry about my sick voice, but until next time, I leave you with this.